Just tilt it down a little bit. Yeah, it's perfect actually. Next one.
You bet.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Let's get the boys nice and relaxed and not causing murder during the thing. Right, you got to keep it nice and still.
Yep.
As you sit there doing a squat. We've got an audience back in. Just tilt it down a little bit. All you can see is the ceiling, and people want to see me. Yeah, that's fine. You've got to stay right there. Okay. So we've got one. Hi everyone. This is our last Cook Along the Live one. So just a quick thank you to everyone over the last 11 weeks, 10 weeks? 10 weeks or 11 weeks, something like that, who've purchased boxes, who's kind of kept us going, kept us sane during lockdown and things like that. Obviously your support means the world as always, but we've got just over 3 more weeks and then we're back in the restaurant for outside dining, which is really, really cool. So that's the 12th of April. Booking lines are on now, so we can take reservations for that. And then we're going to be ready for the 17th of May for indoor reservations as well. So can't wait to see you all there telling our chefs how to cook, because now you are experts. So looking forward to that. So we just thought, we started the whole dine at home things with a tomahawk, so it only felt fitting to finish with a tomahawk as well. And this one's kind of a bit beigey. There's no greens or no veggies with this one, so this is like the ultimate guilty pleasure of steak eating. So I hope you're really going to like it and things like that. The tomahawk does kick off a bit of smoke. The last time we did it, the fire alarm started going off. So just bear that in mind whether you want to open some windows now. Probably get that sorted. We've got all of our windows open, every single one. 1, 2, 3. That's open. No doubt the back door will be open in a minute as well. So just to give you the heads up. So without further ado, the instructions that you've got, I've got a feel I've under kind of quoted for the cooking temperatures, just because obviously with tomahawks they can come in, it depends on how big the rib is, for example. They can come in a bit longer, a bit thinner, but they all look like beasts today. So maybe add another 2 minutes or something like that in the oven. We'll cook along and we'll kind of see how it goes, but just bear that in mind, because I do feel they are a bit on the fat side today, which is better for you. Don't get me wrong, it's better for you, but just giving you the heads up. So without further ado, let's go over the box. So obviously you've got your 37-ounce tomahawk steak, which are going to be brilliant for 2 people. That should have been out of the fridge roughly about half an hour ago, so about 6:30. Just kind of get the core temperature nice and room temperature. We've got your thick cut chips, which if anyone's been to the restaurants as well, we are improving our chunky chips just because I wasn't very happy with them. So they are going to be roughly like this. We're just trying to wait for our new machine to get built so we can make sure they are nice and chunky. So you're getting a proper hearty chip, which I felt like was the only thing we had to really improve on. And I've kind of dealt with it over since December, so you're welcome. So that just makes me feel happier. So that's one thing. So you got your thick cut chips on there. You got your pork belly, which we've already roasted, and that's already been glazed with loads of different spices, loads of different sugars, honey, etc., etc. And that's been slow roasted for a couple of hours, and it's been sliced into ribs. It seems the chefs give you a nice generous portion there. So you can thank Mucho for that, not me. So that's plenty of pork. We're also going to experiment and maybe put this on our new starter menu as well for when we open. We have got our cauliflower cheese. You got your slaw, which is going to go with the ribs, the belly pork ribs, and peppercorn sauce as well. And you've also got a knob, more like a tube of garlic butter as well. We're going to use that and the mushrooms to finish off our tomahawk steak. So ovens, as always, on around about 180. That will just obviously help us all to kind of cook at the same time. In terms of what we're going to do, we're going to start with our chips. We're going to be doing them for around about 4 to 6 minutes in the pan, and they're going to go straight into the oven for around about another 12 to 15 minutes after that as well. Obviously, if you haven't got a oven-proof pan or anything like that, get another tray so you can just decant them over to a tray to make sure you don't ruin your pans. And the same with the pan for the tomahawk as well. So in terms of what you're going to need ideally a cast iron one with the grooves on when you're cooking something with a high fat content like a ribeye or a tomahawk. But if you have got a normal pan, don't worry, it's not going to be a problem. I just prefer to use pans like this when it comes to a ribeye or a tomahawk. You're going to need a pan just to heat your peppercorn sauce a bit later on. And then obviously you've got your pan for your chips as well. So they're the only things you're going to need for your pan work. You might notice as well that I've put my belly pork on a roasting tin already. And what I've done is because this has got a really high sugar content, the chances of it kind of temperature going through the roof and burning and kind of getting really, really sticky. We provided you with some greaseproof paper as well, just so when you take the belly pork off, you can just kind of put the greaseproof in the bin and don't ruin your pans. So if you think about it all, we've got enough time to. So that's kind of why we've given you the greaseproof. So if you want to kind of get a head start on that, feel free. That'd be really good. And obviously this is going to be the sauce to go on your belly pork. So yeah, I'll give you another minute or so just to kind of get yourself organised and stuff like that, and then we'll get cracking on with everything, okay? So what it would make sense to do as well is to get 2 pans on, because we're going to, at the same time, we're going to be doing our chips. We're also going to be, do you mind? He's having a drink and the camera's going everywhere. He's going to get sacked. Good job, it's the last one. His probation, his probation period ends tomorrow, so good job, really, isn't it? So what we suggest we do is get the pan for the chips on and the pan for the tomahawk on, because once we're about a minute or two into the cooking of the chips, we're going to add the tomahawk on at the same time, so it might feel like there's loads going on in terms of your pan work, but that's just to kind of make sure when we plate it all up, everything's cooked, piping hot, and the tomahawks had time to rest as well. So just kind of get ready on that. I assume there's normally 2 of you in the kitchen as well, so one keep an eye on time and one keep an eye on maybe getting things in and out the oven or something like that. That'd be the best thing. So without further ado, I'm going to get the grills on now for the tomahawk pan and the chip pan, okay? Okay, so they will take about 2 or 3 minutes just to kind of heat through. In the meantime, we're going to oil our steak, oil up both sides and give it a nice rub in. The reason obviously we do oil is to kind of get that nice caramelization on it, and also to help it stop to stick against the pan as well. And as always, be quite generous with the seasoning as well. It's a big. I can't get over how big these are, you know. So you're gonna absolutely love it. Anyone's bought desserts as well, good luck, because you're not gonna be able to finish all of this. And while they're heating up as well, what we want to do as well, we want to just give our chips a bit of oil and a nice seasoning with just some salt and pepper. Things like that. You want to just toss that through as well. So the foundations of starting to cook have begun. I'm just heavy slave down the microphone. As always, keep a nice clean surface. Mum's probably watching. She normally does. Mum's probably watching, kind of going, doesn't clean my kitchen. Right, okay. So a bit of oil in the pan for the chips. give it about 30 seconds just to heat through. Whenever you put something in the pan, what you want, so when you put it in the pan, you want to hear that sizzle. If it's not sizzling, give it another couple of minutes or a couple of seconds, just kind of get your, itchy arm, okay. Give it another couple of seconds, just kind of get that temperature up, because if it's not sizzling, it's not cooking, okay? So I think it should be ready. So you want to empty your chips into your pan straight away. So what we want is just allow them to be sizzling in the pan for around about a minute. And basically what we want is the chips. You want the chips to start getting a bit of a colour, and the pan will do that. As always, the pan will do the work initially for the chips. Then we want to start tossing them through and a bit more vigorous, to kind of get all of them moving around and kind of get the nice colour right the way around right around the chip. We have a little tiny sip of gin. I'm already spitting my words. Kind of was our last one, but when it's the last one, it means we're a day closer to opening, which I can't wait for. So, try and make sure that all the chips are on the bottom of the pan as well, just all on the surface, allows it to go. You make me nervous when your eyes wander. What's up?
No.
Oh my god! I'm going to take my time, just so he struggles all the way through this. Let's say a total cooking time in the pan around about 5 or 6 minutes, and we're going to put them in the oven as well. Okay. One thing I've really learned about doing these as well is that I don't want to talk all the time, because people will be making their own conversations in their own kitchens. Sometimes, at first, I was like just chatting any bollocks in the way. I just kind of think, oh my god, they're waiting for me to say something else. But it's like not too bad now. So you can start to move the chips around now, and then what you'll see is you'll see the base of them just starting to colour. If you are using an induction hob as well, guys, or electric hob, it may take an extra minute or two on the pan, just because the heat goes up and down, and it's not got a constant heat on it like a gas one would be. So just bear that in mind as well. So if you do feel yourself falling behind where we're up to, just click some big pauses, guys, and then just join us back at a later time. But we'll still kind of be moving at the same speed if that's the case. So you want to now oil the Chateaubriand. Oil the pan for the tomahawk as well. Not too much oil, guys, otherwise it will start to almost burn the steak. And what we want is you want it to a nice amount of oil, just to allow it to caramelise around the sides as well. And with the tomahawk as well, you want to be adding a bit of pressure onto the pan as well, because it is so big. You want to make sure that every part of it at least touch the pan for a good couple of minutes. If not, you will have some parts of the steak that aren't as caramelised as the others. I remember the first time we done the tomahawk as well, the bone was massive, and everyone was like, I couldn't fit it in the oven. And so that's why the bone's trimmed off, but I still think it looks equally as impressive. So those chips are coming on nicely, and our pan for the tomahawk should be roughly streaming hot as well. So we're going to lower our tomahawk in the pan now as well, guys, okay? Like I say, you want to be able to hear that crackle in the background, okay? And let the smoke commence. So I'd probably recommend you probably want about 3.5 minutes each side of this tomahawk. We're going to do 3.5 minutes on the top or the bottom, and then 3.5 minutes on the opposite side. And then what we're going to do, we're going to tilt it up, so we're going to get right the way around the sides of the tomahawk as well, and that will just make sure for a full sear of this steak. That's really important because what that'll do, especially with a fatty steak like a ribeye or a tomahawk, it'll allow the flavours to seal inside the steak. Not so important to try and get it all for a Chateaubriand or a fillet because they naturally have bangers of flavour anyway. But especially with a tomahawk, you want to make sure we're searing down, melting down that fat and caramelising it. Okay. So our chips now are taking on a nice little colour. The flames as well, they should be relatively on a high heat as well. Look at we got a sack in the morning. What? It literally is a super duper oven, isn't it? So with your tongs or like a fork or a spoon or something like that, start pressing down your tomahawk as well, just allowing that the whole surface of the tomahawk to start connecting with the pan, okay? And if the bone's slightly hanging out to the edge of the pan, really sorry, we thought we dealt with this. Just allow the head of the tomahawk just to sit outside the pan a little bit, and then the bone will allow to touch on the base of the pan. I'll come over in a minute and show you what I mean. In the future as well, if you did want to just simply put your chips straight in the oven, that's not a problem. I just prefer the flavour of these, and then I'm going to be all rude and nasty, and I've just cauliflower cheese, have all the sugar in the world. I might as well do them the way I want to do them. So if you didn't want to put them straight in the oven, if you are on a bit of a health kick or something like that, then you're more than welcome to. You probably take about 25 minutes in the oven. I'd probably recommend that you put some grease proof onto it and get stuck onto the bottom of the roasting tray as well. So what I meant about the tomahawk, like ours, is like hanging out a little bit. If you want to just take the head of the tomahawk out of the pan slightly and then allow the pan to push down on the bone, you're more than welcome to do that as well, okay? So hopefully your chips are starting to take a nice brown colour on the outside now, which is exactly where they should be. And again, just use your tongs or the spoon just to allow yourself to push the tomahawk to the bottom. You should start seeing the steak and the oil start reacting to the heat, okay? Okay, about 2 more minutes on those chips. I said, okay, as I say, the tomahawk's a massive thing, so you want to just, I said 3.5 minutes, we're on 4 now apparently. Check on the bottom. That's the type of colour you should be looking for. You see, nice brown colour. And you want a similar amount of time on the other side, and what we'll do then, after about 3 or 4 minutes now, we'll pay our attention to the bone and the outside of it, some of the parts that haven't coloured as well, okay? Okay, so I'm quite happy that our chips have taken on a nice little colour. So what we're going to do is add another pinch of salt and pepper on there. I'm going to add them to the oven now for around about 15 minutes, okay? Now all your concentration can go to that tomahawk now, making sure it's all nice and seared, and start pushing down and getting all that nice caramelisation on. Yeah, so I'm going to suggest, even though the instructions say 6 minutes, 6 minutes, I think it's going to be more closer to 8. 8 and 8, I think. Just judging by the thickness of these, so just bear that in mind, okay? Okay, so once we've got about another 3 minutes of that side as well. So what you want to be doing is taking the stalks out of the mushrooms and just chopping them just in half, and we're going to add them shortly to the pan with the tomahawk. And what that'll do is, when it's in the oven, we're going to use it as a trivet. A trivet basically means root vegetables, whether it be celery, onions, in this case, mushrooms, carrots, anything like that. What it'll do, it just means it elevates the steak off the bottom of the pan. So when it's cooked, it has a nice even cook, and then it also stops the bottom of the steak from burning against the bottom of the pan as well, okay? Yeah, I'll say about a minute. Is it? Getting used to it now. It's only 11 weeks. I've got a message there. I don't think we didn't have any 20 ounces in. They're definitely 100% 37 ounce. Unless if the label's been written wrong for you, that's probably what it is. But it's 100%. It's 37 ounce. Okay, so one last little flip. We're going to do a minute on the other side, and then we're going to then get our sides on as well. Okay. Okay, so when I say about turn it on its side, you get the steak and you want to basically flip it up like that, and you want to literally use the pan just to rock the steak for about a minute, just to kind of get those sides done, and then you want to obviously get the other side done, and then tap that bone a little bit as well. Happy birthday, Becky Sage. So again, you want to just use the pan just to rock that steak up and down. If you are brave, grab a tea towel and just hold a bone, it'll be easier. I hope you're not cooking, Becky, by the way. I hope you're getting spoiled. How was your Mother's Day afternoon tea as well, by the way? I reckon I saw you buy one of them, so thanks again. Okay, so the final side of the. No problem. Oh my God. I wouldn't eat the Becky, to be honest. Right, okay, so that steak is taking a really nice colour now. And a tiny bit of oil into the pan. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a nice little knob of our garlic butter, and we're going to add it to the pan, okay? It'll start to bubble, and that's perfect. And what we're going to do, we're going to use that to baste over the steak. Baste just means we're going to be really engulfing the steak with loads of different flavours, okay? And add your mushrooms in as well, okay? All your mushrooms. I'll come over there now as well. So what we want is come over here. So you should be able to see the bubble there, and what you want to get a spoon and you want to just start to pour it over the steak. You should be getting all the nice, lovely flavors and lovely smells of the garlic now as well. And that'll just help it when it's in the oven for a nice, even caramelization as well. And I'll allow the steak taste absolutely amazing, okay? Tilt the pan a little bit and let me allow you to get all the juices, okay? Okay, I'll leave you to it. You want to do that for about a minute, okay? I've used about a quarter of that about knob of butter as well, just to let you know. Okay, that's just finishing off now, guys. Just get someone to whack your cauliflower cheese in. About 15 minutes away, okay? And what we want to do now is you want to get all those mushrooms into the centre of your pan and just literally place your tomahawk over the top of it. Okay, that's a nice colour you should be looking at. Little pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, or a grind of pepper, or whatever it might be. I'm going to whack it in the oven for around about 8 minutes, okay? Whew. Cool. So, feels nice and empty. It feels nice and quiet now, doesn't it? So I'll give you a minute just to catch up. So at the moment, we should have our cauliflower cheese in the oven, should have our tomahawk in the oven, and our chips have been in the oven for 7 minutes. Okay, so we've got about another 7 to 8 minutes of the chips. At the same time, we'll bring the tomahawk out as well, okay? And then we've got pork to go in and just to literally heat through our peppercorn sauce. So I give it a minute or two just to kind of catch up with that. With tomahawks as well, it's very slight with these. Normally, they have like a thinner end, and as it goes to the bone, it kind of gets a tiny bit bigger. So by the bone will always be naturally less cooked. So just bear that in mind, okay? So if you do like a rare, or sorry, if you like a medium, just bear in mind by the bone will be more medium rare. So don't think it's going to be have an even cook, because tomahawks are very difficult in that sense, okay? So you can use the. Oh, I've got another message. Good, I'm glad you like the afternoon tea. So, with this sauce, you can use it in 2 different ways. You can either use it, you can put the belly pork in dry, and you can use that as kind of a dipping sauce if you want to. You want it nice and hot, or you can do what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it over, and what you want is you don't want the pork to be drowned in. Stressful. I'll give you a minute then. I'll give you a minute, Dave. I'll slow down. So with the sauce on the belly pork, you don't want it to be drowned with sauce. You want it to have a nice glaze on it, if that makes sense. You want it to be like, you don't want it to be drowned, as I say, you don't want it to be drowned in sauce. So basically what you want is you want a little tiny bit of the sauce just over the pork, okay? So you want to be able to see, just tilt it down a little bit. Yeah, and you want to just allow the spoon to kind of go over the top of it. I'm just getting those prepared, guys. Not going in the oven just yet, okay? Cool. So they've a nice little glaze on them. And what, as I say before, the sugar content of it's all fucking in between. Mate, I'm on the gin, so it's absolutely fine. It did say on the instructions, get organised before you get on the ale. You must have skipped that bit. I did. It's the last one. I'm entitled. What was I saying then? Can't remember. We're going to go and check on our chips in a second. A nice little tip, I always say it. Just use your knife just to prod the chip. If there's any form of resistance and not ready, if it goes right the way through, it means it's absolutely perfectly done, okay? Yeah, I'd say they're going to be another 4 or 5 minutes away from being done, so your chip should be roughly the same as well, okay? What's that then? Stick away.
97. 5 minutes.
Okay. It's looking good. To be honest, it is quite stressful when you've got 2 pans working. It is quite stressful. I appreciate that. But as I say, once it's in the oven and the oven's doing the work, it actually feels like there's nothing really to do. But yeah, you're going to be really thrilled with it all, I hope. I'm just going to get my peppercorn sauce ready as well. The key for the peppercorn sauce as well is because it is quite high cream content. If you heat it up too fast, what the cream has a tendency to do is the fat in the cream allows it to split. So you want it on a very, very low heat and just allow it to just heat up very, very gradually. There's no big rush for it. Okay, I'm just going to empty mine into the pan. You do yours whenever you're ready as well. I don't think we've done a peppercorn sauce yet, have we? Have we? Maybe on the date night ones? Is that peppercorn? Okay. Done. So yeah, the peppercorn sauce isn't going on just yet. It's just I'm just getting ahead of myself and getting nice and organised. So as I say, if you have got a spare pair of hands in the kitchen, guys, get someone on that now. You're allowed to have a drink because the camera's going like that everywhere. So when the steak comes out, I always do this. Just it's a bit up and just tilt it down a little bit. That's up. How many of you have? So at the bottom of your finger there, when it's nice and bouncy, that's where it's going to be like a rare or a medium rare. Base of your thumb, when it's a bit more firm, that's a medium. And when it's at the bottom of your hand as well, that's going to be like a more of a well done. So just bear that in mind. Oh my God, I look like fat there. Just bear in mind that's what's going to how the steak will feel when you prod it. So the more bouncy it is, the less it's done. The firmer it is, the more it's done. Okay. I'm just going to quickly grab ours out, pop it on here, and see where it's up to. Okay. I'll let you know where yours should be at now as well. Woo! Okay, so I'd suggest if you like yours rare, yours should be ready. I just feel when it's a bit more fat content, it probably needs another 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so if you like it medium rare, pop it back in for another 2 minutes, and you should be ready. But if you like it rare, I'd suggest you take it out now. You will need a plate as well, just to allow the steak to rest. Because obviously it holds a lot of juice. So what will happen? It'll start to ooze out. Do you want to show the boys for the last time? Maybe not now. Oi.
Yeah, no, good job.
I know, yeah, imagine. Boys, what's that? Never mind. We're not bothered. They are knackered, actually. We've just been for a massive walk around the park and they were chasing we run around for each other for ages. So. Right, I'm going to just quickly take the lid off our cauliflower cheese, and what we're going to do is we're going to whack it back in the oven for about 10 more minutes, and that will just allow the top of the cauliflower cheese just to crisp up and brown as well. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, 10 more minutes on that will be perfect. Take our tomahawk out as well. You're going to place it on the board. That looks like a beast. Take your mushrooms out because they're going to be packed with flavour. They're going to be full of beefy flavours, garlic flavours, all that type of stuff. And simply pour a tiny bit, not all of it because a lot of it is oil, just a little tiny bit of the juice back over the tomahawk, okay? And as it rests, you probably want to let that resting for like 6 minutes, and you want to just have a nice slice of the garlic butter over on the tomahawk like that. And what that'll do is that steak will nice and start to relax, and the garlic butter will just melt and just kind of get into any little nooks and crannies that it needs to be, okay? Check on those chips. I think they're about 95% of the way there. Maybe another 2 more minutes on those chips. At the bottom of the oven, guys, as well, just so they cook slightly slower. About 3 more minutes on those chips, and they should be nice and perfect. As I say, put the knife in just to see if it's got any resistance. If it has got resistance, guys, just needs a couple more minutes, all right? If you haven't already, start glazing your belly pork as well, because they're going to be in the oven in around about a minute, okay? Oh my God, I've got the ramekins again.
Nice blow from Shrewsbury. Nice blow from Shrewsbury.
I can't put peppercorn on that.
You have a little one?
Okay. What? Right, guys. These are going to go in the oven now. Belly pork in the oven. Don't touch them. Leave them to do their own thing for about 3 minutes, okay? So what you'll notice, as I said before, because they've got a lot of high sugar content in it, it'll start to take to the heat quite fast. So just to let you know. I think that's perfect. Nice medium rare. We suggest as well, get like a kitchen knife later on, grab the bone, and then just shave it all off, and then into slices as well. I could do it in front of you if you want. Check I should? Yeah, might as well. No? Oh, I have man, he's disagreeing with me. So just to confirm, about 2 more minutes. Dave reckons he's smashing it now, but the missus just sat there drinking wine, watching him burn himself. Bit like man. You're the missus up there, the missus now. So those chips will be ready in about 2 more minutes, guys. Okay, just to bear in mind, your cauliflower cheese should have the lid off, and that should be have a nice little toast on it as well. If the cauliflower cheese isn't taking colour on the top, put it on the top of the oven as well. I think ours may need moving, just to let you know as well. So the bottom of the oven doesn't really colour, the top of the oven does. Okay. We're nearly there. Right, guys, I'm going to get my peppercorn sauce on a very low heat now, just to start bringing that to temperature. Again, please don't go full temperature on the peppercorn sauce, as it will split and you will ruin it. So just bear that in mind, okay? If you don't like it too thick and you want it a bit more kind of pourable or runny, add a tiny bit of milk into it and keep stirring it in, and it will start to loosen as well, guys, as well. So if you are kind of put off if you think it's too thick or whatever, that's just the way we would serve it at the restaurant, all right? Bear in mind, as it goes hotter, it will loosen itself as well. So in about 2 minutes, if it's still too thick, add milk then, all right? Belly pork started to take nicely. So yeah, about time you start thinking about how you're going to plate up your belly pork ribs. How you're going to put your sauce in. Yeah, I'm going to ramekin, guys. I'm sorry, I forgot. Your tomahawk, I'm going to leave mine on the board. If you've got a large plate or a big chopping board, leave it on that. I'd probably suggest you should do that anyway. And where you're going to whack your chips in. The way I like to do things is like have a nice load of food in the middle, so everyone can kind of just chuck in and dine themselves. Okay. So again, make sure your peppercorn sauce is getting up to temperature. Really, really, really nice and slow, okay? The microphone picking them up, snoring. I must be that boring. So both the dogs to sleep. Do you know what? Right. You're getting jibbed. Look, he's starting crying now. How is it if you're brave in front of the camera? Right, guys, get those chips out the oven, okay? They should be nearly ready. If they look a tad dry, or you want to add a bit of gloss into them, add a tiny pinch of the butter, and just allow the butter to start melting through the chips, and that'll allow them to start taking a nice little glisten again, and make them smell unbelievable. I'm just going to add them to the plate as well. So our chips are done. Oh my god. As I said before, guys, about the tomahawk, it's full of juice as well, and so is the butter and the mushrooms, all that type of stuff. So just bear that in mind, because it will. Oh. Gravity, eh? Okay. Our peppercorn sauce is at temperature as well. I think those belly pork's going to take another 3 minutes, guys. I think just slightly low. If you want to just stay now at the time, like your tomahawks, your chips, you want to just turn your oven up 20 degrees or something like that. it will just allow them to take a bit of shape a bit better. Wasn't much smoke tonight. Getting used to it. Okay, I've just turned our peppercorn sauce off the heat as well. Okay, 2 more minutes, guys, and then I'm calling it. I'm taking the belly pork out the oven and the cauliflower cheese out the oven. If you want to start setting your table, taking your tomahawk to the centre, taking your chips over, and pour yourself a nice new wine. Dave, I believe your bird's already necked off the bottle, so you haven't got to worry about it. Yeah, start getting your table ready, guys, and you're ready to eat. If you want to start carving your tomahawk as well, you are more than welcome. It's been resting now for around about 8 minutes, which should allow it to be perfect. Can't believe in the last 2 minutes of the last live. Never mind. I really hope you've enjoyed tonight, and I really hope you've enjoyed kind of your lockdown. You've had time to reflect and also miss places as well. I know I have. I've missed having customers in and things like that. I've just missed social life like everybody else. But a lockdown romance happened, didn't it? Which is quite nice. Cool. Right, our cauliflower cheese is piping hot. And just 1 more minute on those pork ribs, guys, and then we are all ready to go. So, yeah. You got plenty of sauce left, I assume, as well. If you want to use that as a dipping sauce or quickly heat that up in any form of way, you're more than welcome. If you like your belly pork a bit more drippy. As well, you've just quickly gone with another Rioja Reserva, just kind of polish off the stressful week we've had, and yeah, just have a finish the week in a bit of style. So that's quite nice. Got one more message. Oh, good. I'm glad, but Dave, that's nice to know. Thank you very much. Right, your belly pork should be done. If you want to leave it in the oven for a little bit longer, guys, you're more than welcome, but it's absolutely piping hot on our end. So load that all up. Oh my God, literally there's so much. So yeah, oh, by the way, I was chatting before the pub in peppercorn sauce, so never mind. So we've got our ribs. You can clearly see they are piping hot with all the steam. So you got our belly pork barbecue sticky ribs with extra sauce if you need it, with your apple slaw. I'll just put it on the side there. Okay, guys. Peppercorn sauce. You got your we've got a medium rare tomahawk, cauliflower cheese, and chunky chips. Right, guys. One last thing. Oh, I'll miss these. See you guys in April. Becky, thank you very much for your support. Thank you, everyone who's bought them today for the last 11 weeks. It really means a lot. Love yous and stay safe. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks, guys. And enjoy. Let me know on DMs, Insta, Facebook, TripAdvisor, anything like that. See you later. Bye. Bye. Done.